Wait, can you repeat that?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're in control.
Turtle.
Run.
Switch. You hear that? Let's go.
Waking up, pop locked, yeah, I'm going to the top. On my quest, I don't need a drop top, yeah. Break the lines inside my head that wanna stop me. No excuses anymore, this is my journey. Yeah, I'm back on lock, and I'm going to the top. Gotta rock, make 'em drop it like it's hot, yeah.
Next level.
Let's do it.
This next level. Next level.
Chafra.
Yo, 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 give me just a couple more minutes. I'm still setting some things up.
Vengeance is mine. Chancellor. Switch.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? How we feeling tonight? As you can see, we have a special guest appearance today from Blaze. But we're going to wait a little bit longer before we get started. So if you guys are not familiar, you guys can go to the Discord channel and submit your songs. I can drop that in the chat here really quick. See here, copy link. I think it copied it. Paste. Will it work? Yep, there we go. And I'll pin this there. So yes, if you guys are new here, you can join the Discord channel, drop your songs, MP3 or WAV file into the Friday Feedback channel there. Please drop an MP3 or WAV so that way I can bring it into DAW. We're going to be doing it similar to how we did it last week. So this screen again right here, and we're going to be analyzing everything with Insight Pro. So we'll be getting that going again so we can see everybody's songs. But yeah. You're going to drop a second song? Yeah, so for the first songs, we will go through everybody's. If we get new submissions from new people, we'll most likely go through that. Submissions are going to be for another 20 minutes, and then we're going to cut them off. And we'll see how long it takes us to get through. I'm probably not going to repeat a lot of what we did last time. So if you have a lot of repeat feedback, I'll probably skim over that a lot more because I did already go over it. But we will see. Last time I think I went a little bit too long, and I still got a lot to do tonight. So yeah, we're going to go through that. I'll just turn that off. But yeah, so I am looking for a new start screen. So if anybody wants to make me a start screen, you can definitely make one. And I will play it on the screen. I don't really know how all the animatronics work for Twitch specifically. So yeah, which actually I should turn this off if I know how to do that. Typical. Can I? Yeah, there we go. And then do that for feedback as well. There we go. All right. So yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So yeah, if you guys want, you can send more stuff. Forget what I was going with all that. But yeah, you guys can probably see that I have the DJ controller set up right here. So I may have something absolutely insane coming. If you guys follow me on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, just know before Living Water, something crazy is going to happen in one day. So I hope you guys are all prepared for that. All good, Neo Mike. Welcome in. Yo, TTB Drew, thanks for the follow. And Max Boyle, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so if you guys are new here, I pinned the Discord link, so feel free to go into the Discord, drop an MP3 or WAV there, and we will be going through all the tracks in the order they're submitted. If you donate, you can get an elevated chance to get your song played first. We will not be skipping the song that we're currently on. We will just take yours like right after that song. So that's how we're going to do it. If you just do a sub, we don't consider that in elevated feedback. So yeah. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, and if you're in the Denver area, my new project with Chancellor Holyverse, we got our first gig. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's see here. Make sure you drop it in the Friday feedback channel, which I don't think I mentioned. Okay, I see you joined. Ideas and feedback. I'll download yours from there. That'll be all right. I need to change that because that's more for general pop. Let me get that in DAW real quick. Cool. TT or Drew, I got you in there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 songs today, guys. So yeah, if you guys are in the Denver area, make sure you guys hit me up. I got a special link if you guys want to come out to the show. That'll be July 18th, so the weekend before Living Water, which actually kind of works out because Holyverse isn't officially playing Living Water, but there may or may not be some special slots that we got going on there. Wait, is this cheating? Playing Neo Mike before we give him feedback on a song later? I don't know. What do y'all think? Do we skip him? I don't want to give him that reputation on Spotify. That might not go well. You okay? He's just chilling. You want to say hi? Look at the, say hi to the camera. He's ready for bed. It's a different song though. Let me pull this up on my phone. Oh, I should actually be on the... Because I think we're streaming on YouTube, right? On the X-Toll Records channel. So I should probably just have that up. There we go. Yep, we are. Cool. I was researching about music distributors today. I want to upload something someday. Yeah, so for X-Toll Records, we used Boost Collective. So you have unlimited artists for $20 a year. It is really worth it, in my opinion, if you're just trying to not actual YouTube video live. Yeah, it is live on the X-Toll Records CEDM channel, which I don't believe is the right account. That is not on the right account. I'll have to try to change that after stream. But, so yeah, that's what we use for X-Toll Records. I do have kinks where I can't go back and like edit songs after, where I have to like email them directly to get anything situated. But they are pretty responsive in time. It does take a little bit longer to actually receive your payout. For my personal music that I release, I do all that through DistroKid. I have a love-hate relationship with DistroKid, and I've honestly been thinking of switching to Symphonic for a while. If I switch to Symphonic, I want it to be as an X-Toll Records partnership instead of just me going on as an artist, you know? And I believe they take a percentage of it while DistroKid doesn't. You just pay yearly or monthly, however you want to do it, to get as many songs as you want up. But you're really restricted whenever it comes to that, because let's say you collaborate with somebody, then it turns into, okay, so it's me and Chafra collaborate. That's a whole new artist. It's not like, okay, I've been releasing music as Turtle, and now, like, I did this collaboration with Chafra. Okay, that's fine. We're just not going to have Chafra. But no, it makes a whole new artist for that. And so, like, if you only have, like, 3 artists, you can only really collaborate with 2 people. And so I hate that about DistroKid personally. I wish they would change that, but not much I can really do about that. I'm fine as it is by myself on it, but yeah. I was thinking of iMusician to do the distribution. Personally, I don't know enough about iMusician to say if they're good or not, but I would stick with Symphonic, TuneCore? Yeah, TuneCore, CD Baby, or DistroKid. If I was in your position now, it's just releasing for the first time. That's what I would do. And if you collaborate, try to have them upload the song rather than you. It'll help a lot that way. Or you just try to sign it to a label. Like for Holy Verse so far, we've had our first song go up on Joyful Noise. And then our second song, which we signed the contract for the other day, which that one's on a really big label. So I can't wait to finally announce that stuff. But we got about 10 more minutes till submissions are going to be done. So if anybody new is here, you can join the Discord channel. Drop your songs into Friday feedback in an MP3 or WAV format, and we will give it some feedback. We're going to be using Insight Pro to analyze, so we'll be going over loudness. We're not going to do levels because we didn't really do that. Your sound field, spectrum, and spectrograph, just so y'all are aware. Yo, what's up, Christ follower? Welcome in. Whoa, Netflix? I've never actually looked at these, to be honest, to see what. But yeah, how's all of y'all? How have y'all been doing today? Y'all been chilling? Yo, Aiden's Diary, thank you so much for the follow. Yep, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys join the Exo Records Discord channel. That way you guys can submit any songs you want for feedback. Just join the channel. It's pinned right up top in the chat. From there, we will download an MP3 or WAV file, that whatever one you send. If you send something else, I don't really have the tools to be able to analyze it as I would like to. Holzer Music, thank you so much for the follow. So like I was saying earlier, yep, I pinned the Discord channel right above the chat here. So just join the Discord channel there and go to Friday feedback, drop an MP3 or WAV. I'll be downloading the song, uploading it to FL Studio, and then from there we will be analyzing it in Insight Pro and giving feedback. We're going to be starting that in about 9 more minutes. Submissions are going to close at 7 o'clock, so in about 9 minutes. There, you guys should be able to see Blaze now. Yeah, so Boxcross. So I personally use FL Studio. I just kind of started on that whenever I first started producing, and I never kind of switched off. So I love it. I know a lot of people use Ableton. I would vouch for Ableton as well. There's a couple DAWs I would never vouch for. But if you know how to use your DAW, you know how to use your DAW. Yeah, and I think that's the big thing when it comes to like FL versus Ableton, because it's like they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses, but if you know how to use it, you can get a professional sound out of either one. Some things are just more convenient in Ableton and other things are more convenient in FL. Oh, yeah, no, I love the fact that I just get FL Studio for life, and I don't have to worry about ever, like if they come out with a new version, I don't have to worry about buying the new subscription. Like that's the most annoying thing that I hear from most people. And then it's like Ableton will get something, and then it's like, oh, this is this new feature, and I'm like, well, FL's had that for a while. This song is My Heart by Chafra. Yeah, so if you guys do not know, I actually have a playlist, which I'll go here real quick. It's 2026 top Christian bass music. And so I go through every so often when I know there's new bass music, and I'll just go through and upgrade that. We did just start the Holy Verse playlist here. And so we're still kind of going through the order before we kind of try to promote it at all. But you guys can see it's a little bit different vibes because this project is a little bit more secular than Turtle specifically is. And so you can see a lot of Flow Zone, some Subtronics, Grizz, even just like John Summit. So yeah. But yeah, my biggest playlist is this one. Slit, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, if you guys are not aware and you want to submit, make sure you guys join the Discord channel. I have it pinned up above. Go over to Friday Feedback channel there, drop an MP3 or a wave. I will download it, send it into FL Studio, which y'all see here, and we'll be analyzing everything in Insight Pro, where we'll be getting the loudness, sound field, spectrum, and the spectrograph. So you will be able to see everything. And if you send AI music, we'll be able to tell. But we have about 6 more minutes until we're going to start getting feedback, and submissions are going to be closed. So if you want to submit, please make sure you do that sooner than later. Okay, I see Slit. I see your submission there. Let me download that. Let me get that here in DAW real quick. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? The pink chrome. What are you talking about, the pink chrome? Oh, it's supposed to be red, so I don't know why it's pink. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, bro, this is red. Hold on. Red. See, that's probably better for y'all. It just probably looks it because it's on this screen. This screen it's technically a TV, right? And it's supposed to be 1080p. But when you sit this close, everything is just low-key blurry. So it's like, oh no, I need to get a new monitor because it is actually that bad. What's your favorite VST? Oh, okay. This is my favorite VST would probably be Serum 2. I say that because that's what I use the most. And I don't really have much. But I want to say when it comes to mixing and mastering, I would have it'd be pretty split between Pro Q4 and just like Ozone, because Ozone's actually just like that broken. But it depends on like what I'm doing. Nah, Serum 2 is way better than Vital. Not even close. What kind of bass music do I like? So I would go more into, like, currently I'm more into like the wubby melodic dubstep scene, where it's more like Grizz, Levity, stuff like that. But I also really I'm liking right now Flow Zone, and which here I can actually hold on. You said you submitted a song. Oh yes, if you guys submitted a song, please make sure you send an MP3 or a WAV file, please. That way I can download it and bring it into DAW for analysis. But let me strapped final. I'm rolling that one in now. But I would say Flow Zone. Let me see here. Flow Zone's probably my favorite artist currently, which I'll play this song for y'all. This one is crazy. Everin Maxwell. Yeah, I know I totally skipped it, but yo, listen to this though. Like, so hard. This is Flow Zone and Taboo Beast Mode.
Get the place chrome on. Beast mode.
Oh. But yeah, that's like my heat right there. Do you like Tear Out? I do like Tear Out. I've made Tear Out quite a bit, and I actually have 2 unreleased Tear Out tracks right now that I'm trying to get vocals on right now. So yeah, I've been working on those projects for the last 2 years though, and I'm still waiting for the right vocalist for those, which is so annoying. But that's I got your son in the back. I just realized. Yeah, so yeah, this is my son Blaze. He's a special guest, which he's actually falling asleep. Oh yeah, he's out. Nah, we're trying to keep him up later, but he hasn't really been napping today. And so typically his like official bedtime would be around 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And we have 1 minute till 7 when submissions close. So it's like, how do I keep him up? Because my wife is out. She had some protest thing that she was going at with one of our protesters. So the protesters were protesting someone who we're partnered with for our music festival. So yeah, Diamond by Exotic. Remind me later and I will. Okay. I see your submission. It is 7 o'clock. So this will be our last submission. Let me pull that in here real quick. Bang. All right. Well then, we better get into it, shall we? Let's see here. Turn the music off. Go back here, pull this up. Yo, it's so hard for me. I want to look at my I need to look at my phone because that's where I have YouTube up at. So, yeah. I did get yours. So here, let me go here. So I don't have everyone's names on these, but Holzer, I got you right there. You just submitted. You were the last person. So we have exactly 10 songs to go through today. Starting off, I believe we have Ios. I believe you're the first one, right? You did Hope. Ios. Okay, yeah. Thank you for sending that. Oh, let me scroll up here on Discord real quick. Yep. Ios. Let's go. All right, let's play it. I'm expecting some heat. Solid.
The very heart of this Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, is the fact that Jesus Christ is God's Son. Take that by faith, that he was born of the Virgin Mary, and that he died on the cross for a special purpose. It wasn't just death because
this is good. This is really good for your first try.
You and I put him to death. My sins, the Bible says God took all of our sins and laid on him. And it was my sins and your sins, the whole world, nailing him to the cross. But in that cross, a great victory came. The Bible tells us that Jesus Christ triumphed over sin and death and the grave and hell. And there is hope tonight, security, peace, assurance in coming to the cross.
Okay. Yeah, so the main thing that I would say throughout the whole thing, because I loved your harmonics through everything, it looks really good. Last time you had that issue with the harmonics in your sub kind of needing to come out more, at least in your like low mids. I think you did a really good job on this one to make sure they're there. I think it could be a little bit louder overall. I'm not sure if you'd get a lot of clipping through that. And I'm honestly not too sure with synthwave what the integrated loudness is. I think you could push it a little bit louder, try to get it into that -6 range. But other than that, I say the biggest issue I have with this one is you could use a little bit more transients in your hats and your snare. You can see whenever I play this, which I'm gonna play this at a little bit low. You see how you really have like nothing going on above this? You should have your like hats and everything kind of sticking out above that, right? You don't want it to just be a hard line right there. You want those transients to kind of slip through more. That's really like the biggest thing. Yeah, that's what I thought, because your last one you had that like perfectly, and that wasn't even a thing. I feel like you could use a little bit more, because without your hi-hats kind of filling in a lot of that high end, it sounds like you just have the whole thing kind of just like slapped down with a filter. And I think you should open it up a little bit more. It'll give it a tiny bit more energy, and I don't think it'll actually change much about the overall vibe. It'll just sound a little bit cleaner and probably allow you to push it a little louder just by doing that. But other than that, I got nothing else to really say. You got your sound field really, really good there. I'd say a lot better than your last one as well, where I could throw this on, it's just going to push it wider just because that's what it does, but you don't need that. You hit that perfectly. Yeah, other than that, that was great. We're going to move on, though. Try to go through a little bit quicker. Yeah, but like I said, biggest thing for that is the frequencies. I was using Resonance by Home as a reference, and it cut those frequencies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if that was your reference, yeah, you do you. That's just what I would personally do. I know you're a great producer as it is, so I'm not going to be I won't be upset, I think the song is good. I just try to push the loudness a tiny bit more. Actually, I think the sub was fine. I don't think he needs to touch the sub at all. And even with the sidechain, I liked where that sidechain was. Yeah, you could see it was like kind of hitting a little bit above everything else on the spectrum, which is exactly how it kind of should be. So I think you're golden there. Not too much. Of course. But all right, next up we got Neomike. Maybe Neomike. We are in the middle of this. I should turn this down. No, I really just got ear blasted.
I've got you in my sights.
Bro, look at that sub. Jeez. Bro said, you wanted me to go wider? I went wider. Bro, this is good. No. Yeah, Neo Mike, it's a little bit too wide, you know. It should all be extremely mono. You know, that's the style you're doing.
I've got you in my sight.
Absolute cinema. You gotta love Neo Mike's outros and intros. They're amazing. But all right, Neo Mike, we're gonna get very nitpicky here. You ready? I have nothing to say about anything besides I'm just gonna nitpick the crap out of this. So I hope you're ready. All right. So first things first, loudness. It's perfect. You don't have to do too much there. Stereo field, your sound field, absolutely golden. Like you actually killed that there. You filled up all the frequencies, at least as far as the spectrogram. But my biggest thing that you could do here, it's in the second drop specifically. All right, so if you see here, which I don't know how to pause this. Pause. All right, there we go. So right here, you can see this is your sub, right? And you have that harmonic, one harmonic kind of coming through, right? So you have like two harmonics, your main harmonic and your second harmonic. But your third harmonic is kind of like stuck behind. But if we go back and play,
I've got you in my sight.
it won't let me pause this. But you have the two harmonics here, but you're missing these harmonics over here, right?
I've got you in my sight.
You see, so you have this one here. One. So when your snare comes in, it fills that harmonic, right? But you should have a third harmonic there for your sub, right? So what I would do is if you're just straight up cutting it out, bring it in. It'll help kind of fill in that space. And you could probably get away with having some harmonics that come all the way out into like the 500 hertz. Because right after this drop, you kind of come in with that respace and you see it kind of fills everything.
I've got you in my sight.
See, like this whole section here is from like 225 all the way to around like 500. You're missing that space right there. Let me say, see you around already. Yeah, so that's what I would work on. Fill this space in a little bit with that's a super, super low mids. That like 225 all the way up to around like 500, right? Fill that in, and this will sound a lot fuller, in my opinion. You can do that by adding extra elements, or you can do that by just increasing your sub, like distorting it a little bit more, getting more harmonics in there. That'll kind of help. Yeah, Blaze kind of fell asleep.
I thought you would put him to bed before you started the stream.
Well, he was like being super fussy, and he just wasn't going to bed.
Just leave him in there.
Yeah, so I just brought everything in
That's
here. Yeah. Julia just got home, if y'all can't tell. But yeah, that's the only thing, Neo Mike, is those frequencies right in there. Fill that in, and you're good. Yeah, he's going to bed. But all right, moving on. What happened to the other songs? Oh, they're over here. Duh. They're just not as long because, yeah, that makes so much more sense. All right, moving on here. We got Blaze's. I'm not even going to attempt that. If Blaze is in the chat or Neil Mike wants to actually turn that to English for me, please do, because I have no idea what that says. I'm not even going to attempt because I might offend somebody. But all right, let's get into it, Blaze. I should. There we go.
Enfant du soleil, tu parcours la terre, le ciel, cherche ton chemin. C'est ta vie, c'est ton destin. Et le jour, la nuit, avec tes deux meilleurs amis, à bord du grand Condor, tu recherches les cités d'or.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so obviously this isn't done yet, so I won't be too harsh with this. The only thing from what I can hear so far, because frequencies, everything look beautiful, would be to go through with the imager and to actually separate each one and stereoize them independently. Because across the board, everything is there, but your high end can definitely get pushed higher. I would even say your high mids could be a little bit higher like that. Just putting on like a simple 1, 2, 3, like we went over this last time, right? Just something like this will push it wider.
Enfant du soleil, tu parcours la terre, le ciel, cherche ton chemin. C'est ta vie, c'est ton destin. Et le jour, la
It honestly sounds like the vocals might be too reverbed out too. But here, we'll go over here.
les cités d'or.
Yeah, so you can see how much fuller that looks from just on here, right? And we don't do everything just because it looks visually great, but these tools just kind of help us, right? But you can kind of hear it widens everything out more, and it makes it sound way more full when you do that. Also, if you're playing this on big speakers, right, even if your song doesn't sound good like we went over last time, right, doing something with this, which Ios, I know he found a bunch of tools that you guys could use to kind of do that if you don't have like isotope plugins, right? Because like I'm using Ozone Imager, right? Which not everybody can afford Ozone like Imager, right? So you can use this to kind of, and similar free features to kind of do this, right? Because all I'm doing is a multi-band stereo, right? And doing this on your master kind of like towards the end on bad songs will make them sound good. And you will get compliments on, oh, how did you do, how'd you like make your song sound so good like that? Like, truthfully, that's really all that really matters. If you fill up the stereo field, the average listener is going to think it sounds way more professional than it even really is, you know? Bigger, higher-level producers will be like, okay, yeah, there's a bunch of issues over here that you should go through. Like, on this one specifically, like, this helps a lot, but those vocals are still kind of drowned out and kind of pushed back, which you should maybe compress them and bring them up front more, right? Have them sit in front. I don't know if that's your intention. I know Bledge is extremely good, but I also know he doesn't really. You like Bledge. I know you don't really put much effort into intros as much as you do like your drops. Like your drops are always like insane compared to like your intros where you kind of don't care too much. But that's what I would do. I would add a little bit more stereo width onto certain frequencies. Yeah, if you guys have a way to separate your track and bands, you can literally use Ozone Imager 2, a free version of the Imager, and apply them into each band. Yeah, right? So you can do that. And then just work on getting those over there, which, I mean, I could probably go through here on a Pro Q4 and actually go through, find your main harmonics for your vocal and boost those, and that might bring them forward more. But it just sounds like you have too much reverb on the vocals as it is. So what happens is whenever you, if you're working with vocals, right, if you want them to be pushed back, which I'm just going to pull up a reverb here, the Fruity Reverb 2. So your size, right, if you have your size and a high decay up and a high wet, it's going to push your vocals back, and it's going to sound like it's supposed to be faded in the background, right? But if you turn your wet down a little bit, turn your decay down and your size down, it's not going to wash them all the way out, right? And on top of that, if you guys do have something, I love using, if I can find it, where is it at? Not Relay, not Vocal Synth. Have I not downloaded it yet? More plugins. Yeah, did I not actually download it on my new computer? I thought I did. Master Verb 7. No. I don't think I have it. What is this one? No, that's not it. So I don't know why I don't have it installed currently, but I'll typically use Aurora, and Aurora will allow me to dynamic the whatever reverb I want, and also be able to like do the EQ for sides specifically and everything like that, which is super helpful because you typically don't want your reverb to be on your main part. You want it to kind of be after. Same with delay, right? And so doing that after will give you the professional effect while your compression and everything like that sits on top of your vocals. I'm so shocked I don't actually have it though. I think Volcano 3. No, Volcano 3 is not a reverb. Yeah, I'm going to have to download it again. If y'all don't know, I got my computer stolen a couple months ago after playing a show in Houston. And yeah, so I guess I haven't worked with vocals on this quite yet where I needed that specific reverb. But I'm going to have to get it again. But yeah, that's what I would mainly do if I were you. Let's turn these off. But yeah, other than that, I love the track. It's definitely different than your normal style, which I was not expecting that. I was expecting some like future bounce. But I love the switch. But all right, moving on. Who is this? Go to Discord real quick. So we played Neo Mike, Bledge. Chafra's next. Okay. Oh, Chafra. Chafra's about to kill us all. Has an Ozone Imager if you don't want that one. Yep. All right, Chafra, let's go. Play. All right, we're moving on. This is already terrible. This is very experimental.
You want me to put my ear to the ground, listen for hoofbeats, check the footprints, look for broken twigs. But this is the modern age. That stuff doesn't work anymore, which is why I have to open this fireworks stand.
Shaffer, are you still doing beat competitions?
Fireworks.
Was this one of those for those? Or nah? What did you say here? New type of dubstep. Yeah, this is super unique. Okay. Yeah, personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of like this whole section here. Once you got to the drop, that was like, all right, that was a massive switch, which I don't even know how to critique something like that besides delete it and do something different. But it is for a beat competition, and that that's not my thing at all. Going back here. I would personally like to see a little bit more stereo field on the main basses itself. I don't know if you're in a time crunch or not. You had an hour, yeah. Yeah, do you have Ozone? Because honestly, there's like adding this to it, I think made it just definitely better and wider, and it's something just super quick, especially if you just do like a basic preset like this, because like I could save this preset, right, and just throw it on everything, because it just makes almost all of these sound better if I just throw it on. I would recommend doing this. It would probably be a huge time saver for you, and it might honestly help you overall. I mean, there's going to be situations where you don't add it, right? But I mean, for an hour of producing, I don't think I could make that in an hour. But that's really my only thing. I mean, because it's a beat competition, I don't want to go crazy, but an hour to make that is actually crazy. But I know you have so much experience in all of that too. So it's like if I got thrown up against you, you'd blow me out the water, because I'd have like none of this done. I'd be like on a simple drum loop still. But I'm going to move on. That was insane. Wait, did you, Chaffer, before we move on, did you find out if you won yet or no? Or when is the competition for that? I would assume it's already over. If you had an hour to do it, they probably would review it right after. At least if it's like, I think how your typical one did. I'm going to head out. I got to go. I need a next time for some feedback. Thanks anyways. I really love the stream so far. Oh, yeah, thank you so much, bro. And eliminates audio combat. No, this was one in a daily challenge and no real winner. Oh, okay. Just to keep you sharp. Got it. That makes sense. But all right. We're going to go over to Christ Follower the Challenge. Elevate? Wait, is this Elevates or is this a remix? I think this is a remix. Okay, yeah, is this Elevate? Is this a remix? Remix? Okay. Let's go. Oh, not. Whoa. That is loud, bro. All right. So that was so loud. The sound field insane. You have some insane frequencies in there that need to be dampened because they are super harsh. What I would recommend is if you have it, soothe. Right? This will do everything kind of automatically for you, and you can kind of control how much you want it to go. Right? How sensitive, how sharp, all of that. You can change left and right mode, right, mid, side, all of that, which is something I would highly, highly suggest you doing. If you don't have something like that, you can use Pro Q to do that same thing, but Soothe makes it way easier when you're doing that. Because really it's just a few frequencies that are harsh in here, which we might. I didn't even realize I had those on. Shoot. See, like that right there? I would dampen these specific. There's one like right over here. So like this frequency here, this one like right here and right over here. Dampen those. It'll help overall with it just not sounding too harsh. Yeah, just dampening those a little bit. I can't even hear those frequencies. Oh, no, bro. It's hurting my ears. Yeah. And then your ozone. I want to see this real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, see, other than that, you're really good. I would just say those frequencies. I have bad tinnitus in that range. Ah, got it. But yeah, literally like those, it's like 4 frequencies that are kind of killing it right there. You could either use, I would recommend Soothe. If you don't have Soothe, I would recommend getting Soothe just because it takes a lot of the frequencies that you might not be able to pick up on and kind of dip them out. But if it still, like the issue with Soothe is it can really hurt it, right? So like if I turn Soothe on, right? So you can see I have it at like negative 5.5 right now, and it doesn't change that much, but it's adding so much. Spacey Music, thank you so much for the follow. Any Anna first before you buy a $200. And Anina. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Yo, Ios, do you have a link that you could send it for? Feedback submissions are currently closed for the day. We close submissions at 7. So we've been going for about 30 minutes now. But yeah, we do this every single Friday as long as I don't have something else going on. That's fine. Just a butt emoji. There's a lot of detail in that emoji. Ios, do you have a link that I could see that? Because I've been looking for free versions of like Soothe or something similar to it that I would love to be able to share to people who can't get it. Which that would be great. Hurts my ears. Yeah, Yoshi. Let's see here. I'm going to pull this up for everybody here. Free spectral resonator suppression. Yeah, this would totally work. If you guys were in the... So yeah, this is that right here. So I would get that. It is completely free. I don't know if it's any good or not. I trust Io's, though, whenever he says it's good. I did send... Earlier this week, I sent a Instagram post for everyone to review, because this really helps big time. The big ones would be that I would go through here. The traditional type dynamic EQ, specifically FabFilter 4. That's a really, really good one. I would say that's recommended for every single song ever. That's the main EQ I use just in general, and the dynamic mode is insane. I would say spectral dynamic EQ is really, really good as well. I don't use it as much as I probably should, but dynamic resonance suppressor is really, really good, right? These are some of the plugins that it recommends. I don't know if any of these are free or not. I use Soothe 2. Soothe 3 did just come out, though, so I don't know if you could get Soothe 2. Really, really good. Anima is goated. All right, so yeah, I guess there's more people who can back it up. But, yeah, I mean, there's other things here as well. Intelligent EQ. So, like, if you use Isotope Ozone Stabilizer, that's what that does. I find in EDM specifically, I don't like how this sounds a lot of the time, so I don't use it myself. Content aware, yeah, I don't. Isotope Neutron might be the most I use that for. But, yeah, the main ones I would say is the dynamic resonant suppressor and the traditional dynamic EQ, right? Those are the two that you should definitely get. I sent you Dragon Turtle. Dragon? What does that even mean? Dragon? Smart resonant control, volume suppressor free. Okay, yeah, this looks like it would actually be pretty good. Without flattening your track. I would actually be curious to try this myself if I didn't. Oh, I like that feature. That's cool. It makes it seem a lot like Soothe, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Which if you guys would like to, I should actually, after this stream, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link or a page on the Discord where everybody can go through and put like free alternatives there. I know IOs, I know you've been posting a bunch of them in general, but I think if we had like a channel designated for it, that might be the best. That way, whenever we're doing stuff, people can still follow along. I think that might be a good idea. TDR Nova. Oh, yeah, that is an OG one. But yeah, that's what I would do with it. If you could get a resonance suppressor, that would go crazy. But other than that, bro, I like where it is. I would like to see more of the song. I mean, you're just hitting 130, which is a really short listen. I think you should push this to a second drop, in my opinion. I think it's worth it. You'll get more listen time. But I think this is insane. Like, really. I think last week we had the space issue, but this one doesn't have that spacing issue. So really good job there. Experimenting. Yeah, definitely. I have a list of free VSTs up to 1,000 of them. Yeah, but I would honestly like this list to kind of be like the best of them, you know, rather than just like, here's a whole bunch of free VSTs that are really, really good. I think I don't even have 1,000 VSTs, right? Like I have a few that I really go to the most, that are definitely necessary, right? And I mean, I could go through and tell you which ones I think are necessary, but everybody's different. But yeah, I mean, I use mainly like industry standard kind of stuff, but yeah, other than that, it's up to you guys. Truthfully, it's your songs. I can give you all the feedback in the world, but at the end of the day, your choice is to change them or not. All right, what is next? Christ follower sent an ID. Vanguard. Let's go, bro. Let's hear it.
Systems flies, unending verified. Kinetic shield standing by. Vanguard is ready for the front.
On next, okay. Whoa. Okay, so I won't go into anything like crazy mixing wise, just because you said you didn't mix it yet. It definitely needs to be mixed, that's for sure. Let's see. My biggest issue, which I'm gonna just restart, go back through.
Systems flies, unending verified. Kinetic shield standing by. Vanguard is ready for the front.
Right in this section here, leading into that, you need some kind of like sweep or something,
Vanguard is ready for the front.
just to kind of help move the track along.
Vanguard is ready for the front.
I'd be curious to hear this part mixed. Okay, so right here, I think you should introduce an actual build-up, right? I think it's needed, and then this could work, but I would personally just low-key get rid of this section until you do that like switch up, which I believe is here. Is it there? No, where is it? I would just come in with that bow wow, right? Yeah, like right here. The bow wow. Why? I need to turn this off. Dude, I would just start that right there. Right at that bar there. I think it would come in a lot cleaner. In this section, I just don't like. Because I mean, this everything after that is like really good. Definitely could be mixed better. I'm actually curious. Hang on, let's do this. Boop boop boop. Which I think that's your kick there. And then where is it? It's not over there. Stop following, please. Yeah, right here. Right there. So we'll delete that. Move this over. Woo! See how this sounds. Let's go. Oh! That's it, bro. That's it. just a build up right here, bring in some risers, bring in a little bit more hype drums right there. Going into that sounds a lot cleaner. Have a good night, bro. Yeah, I like where this is at, personally. I want to see. Like you could do more low mids, but I don't think you really need to. I mean, it definitely sounds more full, but he did say he hasn't mixed it yet. I would honestly be curious to hear if you had like a really gritty element here. You already have like the right. Try something like deep and gritty and see how that sounds in this area right around here. So like the 200 to like, I'd say about like 1,000 range. Definitely make it sound more full. Yeah, because even then the mixing isn't bad as it is. But that's what I would do, honestly. That was a good shout, Ios. Which I believe he is in an ad right now. Obviously, if you haven't mixed it, you haven't gone ahead and mastered it. All right, now I'm curious here. We're gonna turn that bad boy on. We're gonna go through, add transient shape. If it wants to load, there we go. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I could go through and nitpick this thing all day, but is there just like a basic percussions? Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, it is a multi-band transient shaper. Oh, I don't like that at all. I honestly don't really do this too much. Yeah, I'm not liking the transient shaper on there. See, like in my opinion, in the mix, I would turn the hats up a little bit more. Cracks knuckles, time to Nah, bro, Isotope and everything like that, bro. There's so many just insane plugins with it. Like, one of my favorite plugins that I like to use, is this one, the RX Pro Deverb. It's solid, bro. They also have a let's delete this real quick. There's also a spectral denoise, and voice denoise as well. Those are both really good as well. But not needed. Those are not needed at all. Yeah, it does. I like that one better. just because I can do more with it than FL's stock. But yeah, so that had the little boost there. It definitely helped, but in a mix that should be fixed. But all right. Never Switch is where we're going to. Which whose song is this? Drew. Let's go. All righty. Let me go back here. Okay, let's go. Drew. I don't know which part.
Stand tall. Rain falling, I ain't folding at all. Lost my trust how to build all these walls. Now I move low key, I can't answer your call. Heart got cold, but the flame still lit. Stay 10 toes, nigga, I never.
All right, moving on. This song is from. Who is this from? Slit. Slit. Let's go. Love the intro. Okay. Slit, what do you normally make? Because this was actually not that bad. I liked it. Actually, like, I think it definitely needs work, but it's... If this isn't what you normally do, I'm curious to see what you normally do. Like, okay, from like a structure standpoint, I wish that there was a little bit more going on in the intro. I'm used to making a lot of emo trap-ish stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, with this one specifically, because you had like. Yeah, so like right around there, right? You have this like mid like respace come in. I would introduce that earlier, right? Like I think like right around here. I would have it come in like right there, personally. It'll add a little bit more flavor to it, kind of do it. AI views stream bow. Julia, delete that, please. But yeah, so that's what I would add right there. I would add that. You can also just introduce more elements. But let's see here. Yeah, because I love that so much. Yeah, dude, just having like a little reversed into the respace, introduce the respace there.
I saw your eyes in the
So beautiful.
headlights. I saw your mind. I wanna know what it feels like when they see me for a good time.
I would keep those going. The have that like so you have the vocals kind of echo out. I would have those do that as well. Not just stop there. I think what you realistically could probably do is just like cut this, right? I don't have the right key here or the right set. Maybe something like this. Because I think realistically, if we just go yeah, TikTok ruined the genre, sadly. Oh, dude, I made one funk song. It's my #1 most streamed song ever, and I can't stand it because I just don't like funk as it is. But I've been there. For some reason, people still love listening to it, which I don't know. I've never been a big fan of funk. So it's weird.
I wanna know what it feels like when they see me for a good time.
Maybe that could come in earlier, actually.
I wanna know what it feels like when they see me for a good time.
Yeah, that's how I would do it right there.
I know what it feels like when they see me for a good
1,
time.
2, 3, go. Yep, just like that. But keep going here. You have a lot of like these open fills. You have a lot of space that you can fill there. It'll just kind of help fill it in, make it sound a lot more cohesive. Because right now it's super minimal, but it's not covering everything how it needs to be. So like if I pull this up here, you can see there's kind of you're missing some harmonics in your sub right around here. You have a really strong main primary harmonic, but your second and third are kind of slacking. You could boost those a little bit. So like if you look here, right, let me pause it. You can see this is your kicks where they come in. It's like really strong. And then your harmonics here, these can be a little bit brighter. And you do have some stuff going on here. But I would actually go through and boost a lot of those, the second and third harmonic. And then you're slacking a lot more around the like 1K to like 2K range. So you could definitely boost those a little bit more. Which if I go through in here, you got 1K. So we'll go like 150, boost those up. Even that's slacking down here more. Yeah, you see how much more depth that kind of brought in? Balloon Beats, hey bro, did you get my track? Let's see here. So submissions did close at 7. I do see yours, which we can add that to the next stream for next Friday, if that is okay. But yeah, so you see if me boosting these frequencies kind of helped add a lot of depth to the song as a whole. Yeah, see, that sound looking a lot better. Hertz. So those harmonics I was talking about would be around 104-ish. I would boost those pretty tightly like this. And then that would be, let's go to the G2. So if I go like this, I could do, how do I do that? I want it on the G2, and then if I go here, G3, right, this would be your next harmonic for that. I would boost that. All right, cool. So that's what I would do to what you have now, right? I think you can fill in that space a little bit more. I would actually recommend going through and actually saturating that bass a little bit more, that boo, boo, right? If you saturate that, it'll bring out more harmonics to it, and it'll let you play with it a little bit more, have a little bit more freedom. Yeah, I would, those specific ones that I just did, the boosting at 97, the G2, and then the G3 here at 197. Specifically, that would be done only to the sub, right? If you're not separating your sub from your main basses already, I would recommend doing that. It gives you that control to be able to do that. But I would personally boost those two harmonics. That'll just have a lot more depth to it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I would do that to your sub, right? And you can play around with it more. If you feel like it's coming in too hot or it starts clipping, bring it back down more. You know, you don't want to overpower it. Follower goal met. We just hit 190 followers. Bloombeats, thank you so much for the follow. Wow, we actually just hit 190. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what I would do there. This one specifically, so I'm going to delete these for now, right? So for this one, so that sounds like it's more like your, like the gritty respace that you got going on there. I would boost that and that specifically, while this one, that's more of your percussions, right? So that's just like a, all right, let's boost the percussions that are kind of in there. It's not quite your hats. If I go here and I select like your high end only, which I believe is this. Yeah. So like here, your high end only. So it's not like your hats specifically. It's more of the percussions. So that's what I would boost there. And I would do that more with a volume than I would an EQ. Then if I go over to Pro Imager, you can definitely do stuff here. So I'm going to turn all of this off. We'll go through and kind of look at what you got going on here. So we'll solo the sub. So you can see here, you're kind of out of phase. And like that right there, that should not be going on in your sub at all. Oh, no. Oh, of course I listen to dubstep. It's funny, though, because my wife likes to say, like, oh, yeah, listening to my music is, like, all fun, sometimes, like, depressing because I make a lot of, like, future bass and I make, like, house, stuff like that. But then when you see me live, I'm dropping nothing but, like, dubstep and just, like, heavy trap, like, festival trap, stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But let's see, keep going here. Sub is definitely out of phase, so you definitely want to correct that. Yeah, and if I turn it back off, you see how it's like, well, if you're playing this on a professional sound system, that whole thing is just going to get phase canceled out and it won't really go anywhere, right? And so if you've ever been to if you've ever been somewhere and you push two subs together, right? If you go really close to one sub, you'll hear your sub. If you go really close to the other sub, you'll hear it. If you go in the middle, you won't hear any sub, right? And that's because of those that phase cancellation. When you have these big bands hitting each other, they just phase out into absolutely no audio, right? And so that's why it's so important to mono it out, right? There is a way where you can have the perfect stereo with the sub if you are correcting your phase, and it'll actually look like it's like a circle like that. But I don't recommend doing that unless you know exactly what you're doing. But yeah, moving on. So definitely mono out that sub because it's going crazy over here, especially right there. Like that's crazy. Like if I go back. Yeah, that's a lot better. Your subs will actually be able to pick that up. But let's move over here now. A little bit of clipping. So we'll turn this on. Didn't add too much. Yeah. Go over here now. Yeah, I definitely need that third band there. And we'll go over to your high end. Which I'm actually going to go here first. Turn this to a side EQ. Man. You have like no stereo field there. And then I'm just going to cut this out because you don't need it. That should help get more space. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be bright as crap. Yeah, I'd have to go through and actually kind of go through track by track to actually make sure it's doing that. Most of my mixing is OTT. Okay, yeah, that would kind of make sense. I know with OTT you can get a little bit of spacing with it. It all kind of depends on like your sounds. For something like the bass you're working on right now, I would actually recommend throwing, if you have kilohertz, throw a Haas filter on. Yeah, a Haas filter is it's like a really, really quick delay, right? And it's just gonna help kind of push everything. If you don't, I mean, it's a free plugin, so you should be able to get it, right? I personally, in FL, I use Fruity Stereo Shaper, and I like a preset, which, can I make this bigger? No. It's called Delay, right? And it looks like this whenever you're doing it. And basically, it just makes everything sound a little bit wider. Just put a little reverb with no decay. Yeah, that would also work. But this is what I like to do for stuff like that. But if you're making something in like Serum too, if you got that from Serum, you could also just add like a dimension to it. It'll kind of help widen everything out. But it sounds like a saw, so you should be able to actually just make everything overall wider. Because it honestly sounds like it should be wider. Serum 2. Yeah, so I would add if that specific bass is in Serum 2, add a dimension to it and see what that does. If not, yeah, like you saw a bunch of other people said, dimension expander, reverb with almost no decay, stereo imaging of kind of any kind can kind of help spread that whole thing out. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have much else to say there. I would just say keep working on it. If not, take what you learned here and kind of move on. I do think this flows a little bit better. I think right here you could kind of do something similar to it. I think this is kind of yeah, I think you just need more effects, honestly. Like just adding some simple risers, impacts, some sweeps, stuff like that will kind of help liven this whole thing up more, kind of help give it more of that sense of like flow. Like, all right, now I'm leading you into the next section, the next section, the next section. That would go a long way with something like this, even though it's so minimal. But we're going to move on here. Who is this by? I wish I could just memorize every single one of these. Let's see here. Strapped Final. I cannot read that name, so let's go.
I'm in the trap, call you back. I want the ice on my neck. Where you at? Come and get me. Bitch, I'm hype, and we strapped. I'm in the trap, I call you back. I want the ice on my neck. Where you at? Come and get me. Bitch, I'm hype, and we strapped. Ja, man, wir sind ready, wir haben nichts zu verlieren. Weil wir nie etwas hatten, alle sind schon krepiert, die uns wichtig waren. Das letzte Mal, wo ich geliebt hab, war vor vielen Jahren. Also sag, wofür ich diese ganze Scheiße mach. Mit Geister in meinem Kopf lauf ich mitternachts einfach durch den Block und schreie, lieber Gott, mach, dass es stoppt. Mach, dass es stoppt. Mach, dass es stoppt. I'm in the trap, I call you back. I want the ice on my neck. Where you at? Come and get me. Bitch, I'm hype, and we strapped. I'm in the trap, I call you back. I want the ice on my neck. Where you at? Come and get me. Bitch, I'm hype, and we strapped. And we strapped. And we strapped. And we strapped. And you strapped. I want the ice on my neck. Bitch, I'm hype, and we strapped, and we strapped. Mit Geistern in meinem Kopf lauf ich mitternachts einfach durch den Block und schreie, lieber Gott, mach, dass es stoppt. Mach, dass es stoppt. Mach, dass es stoppt.
Yeah, with okay, first things first. If you keep that as long as it was, right, like all the way out here, you're going to have a hard time getting this on playlists. That's just straight up. I've made that mistake once, and it just kills it because nobody wants the song to go that far. If the playlist has like mix, they'll just mix out of it perfectly fine, but majority of people don't do mixed in their playlist. So I would definitely make sure you cut that off. And the only other thing I have to say, because I don't understand the entire lyrics behind everything, I just don't speak the language. The width was like the only real problem that I saw with this, where you can push it to be wider. So like if I go back here, which the whole song kind of had the same kind of flow. So I'll just do it here. So bypass.
I'm in the trap, call you back. I want the ice.
You can see just even with this, it definitely adds a little bit of width. Right now, you're even with this on, it doesn't change too much, where it's kind of just like in this little range right here, right? You want it to kind of fill everything. I mean, even your hats and stuff should be hitting out here to have that stereo field, right? Because when you're all close like this, some systems, your sub will just overpower this, right? The reason you want to push out this far is for those, when it's getting played live, that people can understand what's all going on, because you will have systems that will be like, all right, it's only playing left, it's only playing right. Some of it will play kind of full spectrum. Some of it's only going to play this certain frequency, right? And so you want to make sure you kind of have all stuff all over there. And with this one specifically,
I'm in the truck, call you back. I want the ice.
yeah, your hats should at least be wider than they are there. Which, I mean, that's what I would do. Kind of like what we did earlier with I think it was slits. Just go through, make sure each one's kind of wider. It'll make the overall song sound a lot louder as well. Widen the third band more, especially in the fourth one. Yeah. When he's saying that, he's talking about like these here, right? Like I could go through here and do this, right?
I'm in the truck, call you back. I want the ice on my neck. Where you at? Come and get me. I'm hype.
You see how even though I'm just doing the stereo-wise, it's kind of pushing it to be all wider? So that's what I would do in this situation here. You just want it to be wider. If you get it wider, it'll sound way, way more professional as it does now. I mean, overall, I have nothing else to say about the song. Already widened wholly. Yeah, I'm turning that off. Yeah, you could definitely just get it wider. See, the issue with just like Isotope, right? If the song's already too mono, it's not going to push it too wide, right? You kind of have to go ahead and make sure you kind of do that ahead of time. But alrighty, we got one more song. Holzer, I Need You. This does not look like it's a finished song, so I'm not going to go crazy on it, okay? But yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So the way you ended it makes me think like this is like the full song. Highly, highly, highly recommend making it longer. Having it only be a minute seems, I mean, it could just be for like a set or something, but I would definitely push it longer than a minute. I would like a minimum do like a minute 30 or like fit another drop in and then end it. Song obviously needs to be mastered, so I'm not going to get into all of that. It looks like you already kind of have good spacing going. It could be pushed a little bit wider, but you can do that in the mastering. I think the one thing that I wish the most from this is that you had more variation. It was very much just super repetitive with like the ba, 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 like even just doing a key change on those would help a lot. And then just adding more interesting elements into it. Because like the tear out with the bars it gets kind of boring as it keeps going, where adding variation throughout it will make it sound really good. Yeah, that's literally the only thing. Yeah, the mastering and the variation. Other than that, I can't really talk too much else. The vocals, obviously, I've heard the vocals a million times everywhere else, but like, love the intro. Low key, you should have like a Holzer little tag there, so it's like. Holzer. That would go hard, honestly. Just a little vocal line right there. That's like, all right, this is me, you know? Like, look at me. That'd be sick. But obviously not really needed. I would add more to that, personally. I need a producer tag myself. Dude, I literally have... I went to, like, text-to-speech, and I got mine there. Yeah, see, that's like the same thing. I'm not, and it doesn't really change too much more going through. Like maybe even adding like a sustain going through it, right? It'll add a lot more depth because you do have. I feel like you have a lot more space that you could use. Because yeah, let's just go like this. Do like a little Saturn 2 here. We're just gonna add a little bit of. Hard clipping it. Yeah, see, now I'm clipping. I mean, I could go through and master it to get it louder, but I'm not going to take the time to actually do that right now. But just an idea of that. But yeah, I think that's it for that one. And I think that's the last song because we got from 7. Yeah, Holzer at 7, and then that was the last one. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will be doing this again next Friday. I think that's it. Hopefully you guys all have a great 4th of July tomorrow, at least if you're from America. If not, I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will see you all on Friday.